Hey everybody, this is John Schwalbish from PolicyViz.com. I've got another Excel tutorial for you. I'm calling this a combination bar chart. Really don't have a better idea of what to call it, but what I'm going to create is this chart on the left from the New York Times. It is a bar chart of the number of deaths per 100 million vehicle miles traveled. I really like talking about this graph in my classes and workshops because it works on so many different dimensions. For the really casual user, they can see that the value changed from that big left tall bar of 9.35 on the left to 1.18 over in 2016 on the far right. For the more detailed reader, they can go in and read all these labels in the annotation, and then just a really smart way of adding the labels along that horizontal axis, where I think a lot of us struggle to sort of figure out, should I show every year, every other year, every 5 years, every 10 years? I think they just did a really nice job here, and also with the subtle color differences here for each decade. So someone asked, can you create this in Excel? And of course, the core graph is just a bar chart, so that's not too difficult. Can we then add the labels here? We could do that as text boxes. We could do it as, maybe in PowerPoint, but I'm going to do everything here in data. Everything's going to be done with data. Everything's going to be done in the chart engine. And this way, if I update the data, change the entire chart to maybe some other data series, all this can just be updated automatically. So hang tight. This is going to be sort of a long tutorial. There's a lot of series to add and change. If you want the quick look at this graph, check out the blog post that I've linked to in the notes below this video. But otherwise, grab the file and download it and take a look. And I'm going to show you how to do this step at a time. Okay, so here's what I've got. Here's all the data set up. I've got the year in column A. I've got all the data in column B. I've separated them out into 3 series. Very simply, the red series, which is the first bar and the last bar, the dark series, which is the certain decades that are a little bit darker, the light series, the lighter tan, and then I've got 4 series here that are going to be my scatter plots that I'm going to use as my labels. And you can see I have the data, the real data, that I'm going to use for each of those scatter plots right over here in these columns over here. So why do I have these separated out? Because in Excel on the PC, what I can do is create a chart with all of this data, which I'm going to do right now just by selecting all this data. I can insert just that column chart, the standard column chart, and then I can change the series in the chart very easily for each of those 4 series to scatter plots, and then I can just go in and change the data. So I'm going to make this chart bigger here so you can see it, and we'll just hold that shift key down to keep that aspect ratio. So here's the whole chart. It's all dressed right now. It's just a column chart. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to get rid of some of this extra stuff I don't need. I'm not going to use the title, and I'm not going to use the legend. I'm not even going to use the x-axis labels for this one, so I'm going to delete that as well. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the chart type. And this particular approach works really well on the PC version of Excel. So I'm going to go to the combo option at the very bottom. And here, for my 4 scatter plot series that I'm going to use, I'm just going to change these series using that drop-down menu to a scatter plot. So I do that for each of one of these. Just going to scroll down and click for each one click at a time. And we get down to the 4 scatter plots and click OK. And you can see the chart has changed just a little bit. Okay, so first thing, let's fix these bars. We want these bars to be right adjacent to one another. So here, I'm going to change the gap width to 0 and the gap overlap to 100%. And you can see now I've got my 3 series. They're not colored correctly just yet, but I've got the orange that'll be red, and then the dark and the lighter tan colors that'll change in a bit. Okay, now let's be sure to change our vertical axes. We're going to have 2 here, and we want them to be the same. So we're going to change this from 0 to 10 to 0 to 10.5. That's what the times, it sort of looks like that's what the times did. So I'm just trying to mimic them. You could have pick any number that works. So I'm going to do a 10.5 there, and I think I'm good to go. So now let's go in and fill in the data for each of those scatter plot series. So I'm going to select my data. And for the scatter series, I'm going to change to the series that I have set up here. And I've already done all this. And I'm not going through and showing you all the little formulas and all the changes I've made in the spreadsheet itself to set this up. So we're not going to worry about that a lot. Some of it is manual just to set up the series to match what's going on in the New York Times. But I've got the series set up here using what is just essentially an X dimension and a Y dimension, right? The X dimension is the position along the horizontal axis, and the Y dimension is the height. So while you might think of a scatter plot as needing an X dimension and a Y dimension that's data, we could, and at its core, is just a position in a space. So that's how I'm going to set this up. So I've got an X and a Y for each of these. And I'm going to hit OK here. And you can see that I've got several different data series set up here in the chart itself. Okay, so now we're going to have to format each of these. So let's go back real quickly to the original New York Times chart. So notice that they have a label, boldface for the year, regular text for the text below it. They've got white grid lines going across the chart, sit on top of the bars, and these nice little labels here along the horizontal axis, and then these two at the end. So those are all the things that we need to include. So let's start with the axes labels. So I'm going to select my little green dots, and I'm going to add data labels here. And I'm going to change those data labels to value from cells. And I'm going to select values from cells right here. I've already got it set up. All text, all set. And you can see here that Excel has put this series on the secondary axis, which I really don't need. So I'm just going to pop it back on the primary axis, and you can see now that it's nicely lined up. And so for this one, I'm just going to center these. You can see they all sort of set up very nicely where they are. And so those are kind of done. All right, on the vertical axis, now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to do a couple things. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to label these points. So I'm going to add data labels. Now Excel by default, notice again, secondary axis, this can all be on the primary axis. I really don't need a secondary axis for this chart at all. So I've got that on the primary axis. I am going to take those labels just as they are, and I'll put it on the left. Those are going to be my axis labels. And then for the grid lines, to make those white grid lines, I'm going to select those points again. And I'm going to add error bars. And here, it's going to give me two. It's going to give me a vertical error bar, which I don't need, so I can delete that. And horizontal error bars. And here, I'll change that to just going plus. So I'm going left to right. No cap. In here, you just think about what I have along the horizontal axis. I have 71 data points. I'm going to click return, and I've got lines going all the way across. And let's change that color to white, and I'm all set. And now the labels, well, we don't need 3 decimal points, that's for sure. So I'm going to change that down to 0 decimal points. And now I've got my label set up there. And what I can do here is just remove that primary vertical axis. So you can see I've got those labels there, and I'm all set. Okay, so now we're going to go to our other series. We're going to have 2 series here. One I'm going to use for the years and one for the text labels. Again, I'm on a secondary axis. I don't need it. Move that to the primary. Let's just do all this real quick. Everything's onto the primary now. I just need one axis here for this chart. Okay, let's add the years first. So I'm going to select those. I'm going to add some data labels. And here, again, I'm going to use this value from cells option. And here I want to use the labels for the years. So I've got these set up down here, right here in this series. So sort of all set up. Again, I don't need the Y value, and I'll turn those leader lines off just in case. And I'm going to add the text to the second set of labels. So again, I'm just using the value from cells option over and over again, which I have another video on this YouTube channel if you want to check it out. I'm just going to add these labels. I've already put them in down here. See, there they are separated. They don't need the Y value. I'm also going to left align these. That's the way Times did it. That's the way I'm going to do it. I agree. It looks very nice that way. And we're getting there. And so now what I need to do, I need to get rid of the grid lines. There we go. So I got rid of that gray grid line. I need to add some vertical lines doing that drop down, right? So if I go back to the chart, right, the vertical lines drop down to the bar chart. So let's select those blue ones. We're going to add some error bars. And now here I've got vertical error bars. So I'm going to go minus and no cap. And here I'm going to use a custom value for those error bars. And I'll just go in here and select these. And click OK. And there they go. And now I can delete the horizontal ones because I don't need those. And now we're getting there. We're almost set on this one. So now we just need to start hiding some series. And in fact, all of these series we can just hide. So again, I go to my format menu and hit the drop down because it's just easier to do it this way instead of trying to click and just grab them. So I'm going to say none for that series. That's the grid line series. The labels, none for that. Those are the green dots at the bottom. For the years, I don't need those. Let's get rid of those dots. And let's get rid of the label text. Let's get rid of those dots as well. And now it's just a little bit of formatting. So now let's go here. Let's bump these up, make these a little bit bigger, make them 11, make them boldface. And we're pretty much set, except for a couple of things. So one, what about the 1946 and then 2016? Let's go back. Notice that they're a little bit different here. So the data values, and they're centered, right? So here, I could, of course, just use a totally different series for this, but I'm not really going to bother. If I just click and click again, I can control the alignment for that series. And then again for this one. And then for the data label, I can do the same thing. I can center. Now here, I want to make these bigger. And you can see I need to get those colors. So I'm going to grab this series right here. I'm just going to copy it, copy this graph over here so I have it. And so let's grab that 9.35. Let's go to our More Colors tab. And now here on this version of Excel, I don't have the eyedropper tool, which is kind of unfortunate. So I'm not going to use the eyedropper. I could go use a secondary tool to use the eyedropper and get a color, but let's just go back and I'll just use a basic color for now. So I'll use this dark red here. And I'm going to make this a lot bigger. So I want to make this like 14. And I'm going to make it bold. And if you notice here, I've got that line behind it. I don't really like that line there. So I'm actually going to add a fill here behind this box. So I'm going to make it white. And I'm going to do the same thing for the label here. And if I do that, then the line just sort of looks like it stopped. And I'm going to make this even bigger than I have it set up. So I'll make that 16, make that even bigger. Go down here, do the same thing. I'm going to make that red, fill it, make it 16, the size. Make it boldface. And same thing with the 2016. Make sure that has that white background as well. And there we go. And you can see that we got it. And now we could add a chart title, lower this, tighten this up, get all this ready. And then we could, of course, add our colors. And unfortunately, I didn't write down the color palette. So, and I don't have an eyedropper tool in here. So I am just going to, well, I'll just use gray for now. That's totally fine with me. I'll use a really light gray, and I'll use a slightly darker gray here. I'll go to this one, and I'll make these. And you can see, just by selecting one, because they're all separate series, just by selecting one, I can make these colors. And you can see that changes color too. And down here, I'm going to mimic what the New York Times did. I'll make those bold, and I might even make all this text a little bit bigger. Maybe make these an 11-point font. And make these maybe a 12-point font. And by doing that, one thing you'll notice here, and this is the one part of this chart that I wish the Times would have done differently, is the label here. And this is so minor, but notice the label here, it sits on top of this vertical line. I just don't love that. So I'm actually going to select that one and add that white background right there and right on top of it. There we go. And you can see that it looks really nice now sitting on top of that line. So this is it. This is an Excel chart, all built with data, mimicking this original chart from the New York Times. I've got no text boxes, got no drawn lines. It's all with data. It's just a series of scatter plots and then 3 bar charts that create the underlying chart. So I hope that you found that useful. I hope you can use it in your own work. Please subscribe to this channel. Check out the polyviz.com blog so you can learn more about this and many other ways to visualize your data.